She then went on to write a children's book for her 3 boys to help them get over their father's death, helping them with grief, which is, that's classy. We have some updates with the Kouri Richins case. So for those who are unfamiliar or need a refresher, she is the Utah mom from Summit County who is accused of offing her husband by poisoning his drink with fentanyl. She's also charged with attempted murder because she allegedly attempted to do so on Valentine's Day a few weeks before. She succeeded later. The first time it was in a sandwich. He only ate a bite or two and felt sick and didn't finish it. So second time around, she put it in a drink. She then went on to write a children's book for her 3 boys to help them get over their father's death, helping them with grief, which is, that's classy. And then she was on a local TV show promoting her book. And then from there, things kind of spiraled. The police were suspicious, arrested her. They have since learned that she forged all kinds of documents for her real estate business. She was big into flipping homes, but she had racked up tons of debt and couldn't pay it back. And one source said that she's on the precipice of financial collapse. People are saying she also had a boyfriend on the side. So between, if I get rid of my husband, I can be with my boyfriend and I can cash in on his life insurance money. She even opened an extra life insurance account, forging his name, allegedly. So there's a lot of financial fraud stuff, and that the judge actually severed those cases, so those should be charged and tried for those later separately from the M charges and the attempted. This all happened in 2022. She was arrested in 2023, and then she's been in jail ever since, awaiting trial. Now, there's been a lot of issues. They tried to get her out on bail. The judge continually, it's been 3 times now. The judge is like, yeah, no. They said that her cases had so much publicity that she can't get a fair trial in Summit County. So maybe can we expand the jury pool to Salt Lake County? The judge was like, I'm cool with that. But then one of the appellate courts in Utah said, the law's not written to clearly allow that. They'd be cool with it in theory, but the law isn't written that way. So sorry, no, unless you just move the entire trial to the other county. So it's been a lot of delays back and forth. One of the big things that has come out in the last little bit is that this makes me a little nervous because it's like, dot your I's and cross your T's, guys. All the police and all prosecutors and everyone needs to do their job correctly, so there's no chance for overturning anything. There's no chance of crucial evidence being left out. They neglected to tell the defense until recently that one of their witnesses recanted. No! So it was a guy named Robert Crozier. He is a drug dealer, and apparently he was being interviewed. Also, allegedly, he's the one who gave the fentanyl to this woman, Carmen, who did house cleaning and whatnot for Kouri, and then Kouri bought it from Carmen. And now this Robert guy is saying it wasn't fentanyl, it was something else. Now, this guy's a known drug dealer. He's not exactly credible. He may have been high at the time, didn't even remember that particular instance. It would have been more than a year prior. So the prosecution they're saying that, well, we didn't think it was important because he's not credible. It's not your job to decide he's credible. That's the jury's job. And you needed to hand that over. That's a Brady violation, in my opinion. So Brady, meaning the prosecution has to turn over any potentially exculpating materials to the defense. That's a huge problem. Well, they don't do that. So I'm a little nervous on that. But I do think the case is pretty solid, even without this guy's testimony. But the defense used this whole cover-up, or whatever they want to call it, as another attempt to get bail. And again, the judge says, yeah, no, the charges are still too serious for that. We're not doing that. However, this is an interesting bit. So she recently released an audio recording of herself. Now, we don't have the audio recording, but ABC News has reported on it. They apparently got the recording from a confidant or something. According to them, in the recording, she says, quote, "The world hasn't heard the real facts of the case. It's time to begin some serious damage control." I think. "Who I really am and all that matters is a wife of Eric Richins and a mom to 3 beautiful boys." Oh, but the facts don't look good, sweetie. They tried to get a response from the prosecutors about the statement, and of course they have not replied to that. But Eric Richins' family has. This is what they said. "Those are the rantings of a sociopath. A woman who has no compassion, no feelings, and no sense of remorse or guilt for what she's done and is only thinking of herself. It's sad. It's tragic, and yes, we look forward very much to having the evidence presented in front of a jury, hopefully sooner rather than later." Amen to that. So the audio was released a day before she was supposed to appear in court again for a status hearing. Right about then her defense filed a motion to withdraw from the case due to an irreconcilable and non-waivable solution. My understanding, and people can chime in if I'm incorrect here, but from what I've seen and learned elsewhere, that can often be lawyer speak for she's expecting us to lie and we can't do that. Or there could be other reasons, but that's a common reason. The judge granted the defense firm could withdraw. Interestingly enough, at least one of those defense lawyers who has now withdrawn, Catherine Nestor, is now representing Tyler Robinson, who was the alleged Charlie Kirk shooter. But I recognized her. I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't that one of Kouri Richins' lawyers? Not anymore. Her lawyer also filed a motion asking the court to disqualify prosecutors for gross misconduct, claiming that the state recorded and listened to privileged calls between Kouri and her attorney. And the prosecutor said, no, we did not. And that the charge was filed in bad faith. So who knows? A preliminary hearing to decide if prosecutors have enough evidence to go to trial was postponed. That's kind of where we are at this point. I would love to hear her recording. That would be really interesting to hear her voice. Her trial, at one point, it was scheduled to be April of 2025, and it keeps getting pushed out. It'll be 2026, I think. But when, who the heck knows at this point, especially when we've got the defense a little bit, trying to get their feet under them with, I guess, a new defense and all this new stuff with a recanting witness and all of that craziness. So let's hope we can get this case to trial soon and the jury can come in and make their determination, and hopefully Eric's family will get some justice. That's my hope. So let me know what you think on this one. Kind of a wild one. If you have any other questions, let me know. Like, subscribe, follow, all of those things. It really helps. Really appreciate it. Until next time.